guys, and welcome back. Tonight's video is all about Eve and Dust514 Lore. Yes, I'm going to attempt to educate all you beautiful mercs out there. Tonight I have reading for the Minotaur is Zara, reading for the Amar I have Rivera, reading for the Kaldari is Virgin Destroyer number 7, and reading for the Galante is Genza. Yes, Genza, you heard me right. A member of the CPM Council has actually agreed to read for me. I've also got the enigmatic Jove reading, which is done by Appia. Guys, pin your ears back, take a listen, and get yourselves edumacated. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Cheers. Zara, take it away.
For the Minotaur, the most important thing in life is to be able to take care of yourself on your own, and although kin and family play an important role in their society, they prefer identifying themselves by the clan or tribe to which they belong. A clan can have any number of people in it, and its size is largely dictated by the main activity of its members. Most specialize in one area of activity, while those who live on a planet can focus on agricultural or industrial activity. Others who travel around the world of New Eden concentrate on trading, pirating, and such like. In the distant past, the clans constantly warred against each other. Since then, however, Minotaur have learned that cooperation is more important. And although the clans still try to maintain their regional and ideological identities, they act as a single unit towards other races. The fortunes of the Minotaur have ebbed and flowed continuously. At one time they had a flourishing empire with a level of mechanical excellence never before or since seen anywhere. Later, however, they had to endure centuries of enslavement, toiling and dying for the benefit of their foreign Amar masters. Today most of them have regained their freedom, but the legacy of their enslavement has been the diaspora of the race. The Minotaur are the most numerous of all the races in the world of New Eden, but their vast numbers are divided into many factions. While the Minotaur Republic is the official state, only a quarter of all Minotaur are part of it. The largest of them, almost a third, are enslaved within the huge Amar Empire, while a fifth resides within the Galante Federation, creating a powerful political bloc which keeps relations between the Galante and the Amar in a constant state of tension. The remainder, who are not part of any formal organization, live as freemen throughout the world. Many are Israel's laborers, roaming from one system to another in search of work. A fair number make their living on the darker side of the law, acting as pirates, smugglers, and peddlers of all kinds of illegal goods. And many of the larger criminal groups in the world of New Eden are run by Minotaur.
Guys, that was Zara reading for the Minotaur. Up next we have Rivera reading for the Amar. Rivera, take it away.
The largest of the empires in New Eden, Amar spans 40% of the inhabited solar systems. Their home planet in the Amar solar system was named Athra in ancient time, but rechristened to Amar Prime once the Amar conquered it. Amar is a theocracy and a ritualistic, authoritarian, imperial state where the ruling figure, the Amar Empress, holds near absolute power. Below her are the 5 heirs, the heads of the 5 royal families from which a new emperor is traditionally chosen, along with the 6th one, only recently brought back to the fold. The Empress's authority is unquestioned and absolute, but the archaic and bureaucratic system of the government makes it difficult for her to exert her rule unless directly in person. Otherwise, the heirs rule in her name, dividing the huge empire between them. Always a deeply religious people, religion remains of great importance to every Amar, a fervor which of various times has been responsible for both great good and great evil. Shortly after recovering from the closure of the East Gate, they began to expand the realm at the expense of neighboring states. The nations they conquered were enslaved, a practice justified by their religion. In the thousands of years since, the Amar have enslaved every nation and race they have encountered, so that today's slavery is an essential part of Amar society. The Amar were the first of the races in New Eden to rediscover interstellar travel technology, including jump gate tech. After accomplishing this more than 2,000 years ago, they immediately began expanding to nearby solar systems, slowly building up their empire in the process. On the way, they encountered two human races, both of whom suffered the fate of being enslaved by the far more powerful Amar. In recent years, however, the Amar have begun to run into serious oppositions. First, they met the Galante Federation and found that while it was much smaller than the Amar Empire, the economic and military might was a match for their own. Soon after, the Jove arrived on the scene and the Amar made a futile attempt to subjugate them, resulting in a humiliating defeat for the Empire. To make matters worse, the Minotaur, enslaved for centuries by the Amar, used the opportunity to rebel against the slave masters. Since these fateful events, almost 2 centuries ago, the Amar have learned restraint. They have slowed down their expansion and are less forceful in their dealings with other races, but still view themselves as the most powerful race in New Eden.
Guys, that was Rivera reading for the Amar. Up next, we have Virgin Destroyer 7 reading for the Kaldari. Virgin Destroyer, take it away.
Founded on the tenets of patriotism and hard work that carried its ancestors through hardships on an inhospitable homeworld, the Kaldari state is today a corporate dictatorship, led by rulers who are determined to see it return to the meritocratic ideals of old. Ruthless and efficient in the boardroom, as well as on the battlefield, the Kaldari are living emblems of strength, persistence, and dignity. A state built on corporate capitalism, the Kaldari state is run by a few mega corporations, which divide the state between them, controlling and ruling every aspect of society. Each corporation is made up of thousands of smaller companies, ranging from industrial companies to law firms. All land and real estate is owned by a company which leases it to the citizens, and government and policing are also handled by independent companies. Although this gives the corporations dictatorial powers, they are just as bound by Kaldari customs and laws as the individual, and the fierce, continual competition between the corporations ensures a healthy, consumer-based social environment which benefits everyone. While the Kaldari state may not be nearly as big as that of the Galante Federation, let alone the Amar Empire, they are still universally feared and admired. Their economy is strong, and their military might parallel to that of larger empires. Coupled with the fact that they are more unscrupulous than the Galante and are more combative than the Amar, this makes them in many ways the most meddlesome of all the empires. As most Kaldari trade is conducted by individual companies rather than the state itself, this makes it difficult for the other empires to deal with them at a political level. If a company is found guilty of unethical business dealings, it simply disappears into its parent corporation, and before long another one appears to take its place. But if a Kaldari company is threatened, the whole corporation, and often the whole state, backs it up with full force. Kaldari society is steeped in military tradition. As a people, its members had to fight a long and bloody war to gain their independence, and even had to surrender their home planet to their hated enemies, the Galante. It was at this time that the corporations established themselves as the driving force behind creating and maintaining the new Kaldari state. Even if the Kaldari have not engaged in war for many decades, they still strive to be at the cutting edge of the military technology in their vessels. Weapons and fighting methods are inferior to none but the enigmatic Jove. To curb their aggressive tendencies, Kaldari actively pursue and sponsor a range of sporting activities. Many of these are bloody, gladiatorial-like competitions, while others are more like races. Whatever the sport, they love betting on the outcome, making gambling a massive industry in the state. The state offers its citizens the best and the worst in living conditions. As long as you keep in line, do your job, uphold the laws, and so forth, life can be fairly pleasant and productive. But for those who are not cut out for this strict, disciplined regime, life quickly becomes intolerable. They lose their respect, family, status, everything, and the only options left to them are suicide or exile. Although not xenophobic as such, the Kaldari are very protective of their way of life and tolerate only those foreigners that stick to the rules.
That was Virgin Destroyer 7 reading for the Kaldari. Up next we have Genza reading for the Galante. Genza, if you could be so kind, take it away.
Champions of liberty and free guardians of the human spirit, the Galante Federation is the only true democracy in New Eden. Its principles are brotherhood, fraternity, and equal rights for all men. Some of the most progressive leaders, scientists, and businessmen of the era have emerged from its diverse peoples. Pioneers of artificial intelligence, the Galante once have relied almost entirely on drone fleets to defend its borders and beliefs. But the limitations of this technology and the lack of human element, both in the terms of military strategy and the means for spreading influence, eventually reached a critical point. The Galante, self-righteous, meddling, pompous, and tiresome, or veritable liberists or defenders of the free world, love them or hate them, you simply can't ignore them. Everybody has opinions on the Galante Federation. It all depends on which side of the table you view them. For many, it is the promised land, where any dream can become a reality. The Galante remain strong believers in free will and human rights despite the numerous setbacks in their long history. It has been said that once you have seen the Crystal Boulevard on Kale, you have seen it all. True, the view is spectacular, but there's one thing you can never see in its entirety, and that is the Galante Federation. You may travel its length and breadth, marvel at the sun spiral on Torx, climb the Akat Mountains on the tropical Itaki, or thrill to the Minotaur dances on Sovaku. Wherever you go, you will always see something new and exciting, even when you visit the same place again. Galante society is a constant state of flux, vigorous, vibrant, and progressive. Few societies display such stark contrasts. Many of the wealthiest people in the world are Galante, creating a constant demand for luxury goods. At the same time, the ranks of the poor number millions. Because while the liberal, market-driven economy and individual freedoms may allow anyone the chance to advance to the top, they make it just as easy to plummet to the very bottom of the social ladder. In the world of New Eden, the Galante are the kings of entertainment, mass-producing everything from cheap porn flicks to elaborate stage shows for the ever-hungry public. They boast the most elaborate space yachts and the most glittering hotel reservoirs. Anything your mind or body could ever crave, the Galante have it.
Yes guys, that was Genza reading for the Galante. Up next we have Appia reading for the Jove, the mysterious Jove, always watching, always watching. Appia, take it away.
Alright. The Jove Empire. The most mysterious and elusive of all people in New Eden. The Jove number only a fraction of their neighbors, but their technological superiority makes them powerful beyond all proportion. Although definitely human, the Jove often seem to other races as though they are not. The reason being that they embrace genetic engineering as a way to solve any and all problems which plague the human race. Over the 1,000 of years since, the Jove have experimented with every kind of genetic modification their technology allows. As their powers grew, they began to believe they were capable of anything, and this led them into increasingly more bizarre mutations of their bodies and mind, a policy rigorously backed up by strict governmental control. By this time, the Jove have begun interfering with their basic instincts, curbing their aggression and sexual instincts, while cultivating strange new ones instead. One fateful moment in their history made them lose this control for a few generations, and the results were catastrophic. Their DNA structure has in many ways been damaged beyond repair. The consequence is known as the dreaded Jovian disease. Genetic in nature, it is not infectious to other races, but among the Jove it causes a depression so deep and serious that the victim loses the will to live, and death results within a few days to weeks. Since the Shrouded Days, as the Jove call their momentary social eclipse, they have been trying to put these pieces back together again. Despite this, the Jove escaped the chaos that followed the closure of the Eve Gate remarkably well. Within the space of only a few centuries, they had recovered and were once again running a high-tech society. They settled in a number of systems and founded an empire lasting for 9 millennia. But even if the Jove are by far the most technologically advanced of the races in New Eden, they still have not recovered the splendor of their first empire. The disease within them keeps them in a reproductive straitjacket, preventing them from increasing their numbers sufficiently for their current empire to flourish. Jovians have a very strange appearance. They're at most about 4 feet tall, and their skin is a grayish yellow, their veins clearly visible. They have also lost all hair on their bodies. The Jovian language is a very strange tongue. Speech consists entirely of vowels and fluctuates rapidly in frequency. Above all, the Jove crave knowledge, any knowledge at all. Their superior technology has enabled them to infiltrate the other races with bugging devices and sensors, giving them unrivaled access to information, which they use to maintain their strong position amongst the races. The Jove sell a lot of their advanced technology equipment to other races, and it is this, more than anything else, which keeps the others at bay. Jove technology is so advanced that foreigners can't even comprehend it. Of the limited knowledge the Empire has, they know that it is literally thousands of years ahead of them, although the most amazing marvels of Jove are extremely closely guarded secrets. The Jove society is mysterious and difficult to comprehend. For this and other reasons, it makes very much a closed race. Few foreigners reside within the Jovian Empire.
Yes, guys, that was Appia reading for the Jove. I'd like to thank all the ladies for joining me today and actually conducting this reading. I will do some more in the near future. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Bye!
What you want? What you want? What you want? Come on. What you want? What you want? Come on. What you want? What you want? Come on.